Hello, what's up, and welcome to JumpInsideGames. Today we're playing the game Voidtrain, and we are doing a review on it. But before we get down to that review segment, I just want to let you know, if you've ever played the game Raft, you're gonna absolutely love this game. It's very, very similar. We will get down to that in just a bit, but if you have played the game Raft and you don't want any spoilers, just get this game, because this game is awesome. I love it. I love it to pieces. Right, let's get down into the review. Let's go. So, welcome to Jump Inside, and before we get started, I just want to let you know that everything here we do on Jump Inside is recorded within the first 2 hours of a video game. So everything you see within this video will be based on the first 2 hours of the game. Let's start off with character customization. Yes, there are loads of different tweaks and things that you can do to your character as you play this game. You've got general, you've got head, and you've got body. And basically, you can go into any of these sections and edit what your character looks like, which is really good for a game like this. Now, the one bit that you can really edit is your character's face. There's 1 out of 15 pages in the bottom right area, as you can see, so you get to customize your character on here like this. It's very simple, but it's not something that you really need to do to your top standard, as you won't be seeing your character's face because the whole game is in first person. So I'm probably here you wonder, why is there this character customization option? The reason being is this is more designed for multiplayer. So if you've got a friend, you can bring them into your world and you can do character customization to your character so your friend can see you how you want yourself to look. Now, I haven't actually tried multiplayer, so I have done no cooperative mode on this whatsoever, and this game is also in early access, so do expect there might be errors, as the game does pre-warn you when you load the game up. But anyway, let's get through to the actual single player part of this video. Roll the music! So you play as an engineer. The engineer was a very curious engineer, and he went out on a travel. During that travel, there was a blizzard that hit, unfortunately, but he was able to get back because he had a map, but accidentally that map flew out of his hands. When that map flew out of his hands, he had to try and track himself back, but it didn't go so well. But that's not the end of it, because he found a hut that he was able to get in and find some safety for a temporary time. This is where you come in. Yes, you are inside this very nice, lovely little hut inside the middle of this blizzard. You try to get into the electrical section to turn on the lights, but it doesn't open. I know, we'll use a hammer for it. Grab the hammer and then go back over to the electrical circuit, bash it open with the hammer, and then plug in the fuse, and there you go. Power is on. Once the power is on, the lights will be on, but also you get to pull this lever, and you get to pull this lever, and the void will open. And then comes one of my favorite video game openings ever. Oh, side note, this is the narrator. He's going to start talking now.
Hey, you all right? Oh, you're finally awake? A typical day on watch, huh? This might come in handy.
So welcome to the main portion of Voidtrain. This is where the game really gets going. And yeah, it's as awesome as it looks right now. there's no gravity. You're in the middle of the void, and you get to collect stuff. You also get to bring stuff back to your train to upgrade it as the game goes by. So within this game, you get to drive your train, move it forwards or backwards. You also get to go off, collect different pieces like scrap metal and all that kind of stuff, bring it back to your train, and then use that stuff to upgrade it. You're not going too far away from your train because you actually have a wire, you're attached to it constantly, so you get to choose the speed of the train, and you get to kind of collect stuff at the speed that you want to go in. Right now I'm just going off a really slow speed so I can actually just grab stuff along the way, and this is kind of the main portion of the game. You upgrade your train, you collect stuff, and you bring it back, and then you upgrade it some more. It's a very normal, crafty, building your base kind of situation here, which is very similar to Raft because, you know, you get that kind of style. And yes, you do get to have a bigger train. You're not just limited to this, as I will show you later on in the video. But other than that, this is pretty cool. You've got some 3 movements here. You've got your speed in the center of the raft. You've got a brake that actually stops the raft, and you've also got a reverse lever. So if you want to go back a bit and you want to collect some stuff that you've missed, you can actually take this train back. So you've got 3 controls there, and you've got a horn. So that's even better, right? You know, so you get to drive this in the direction of whatever this track is pointing, or you get to reverse it in the other way. You also get different things like upgrading your train. So if you want to put some upgrades on it, you can select what upgrades you want, place them down, and you have to collect the material to build that object. And I have to go off the train to collect the scrap metal to bring it back to build that object. When you get to the end of the track, you will see these triangle doors that will be portals to the next area. So yes, we'll get quite close to one right now, and we'll even go through it. So after you've completed an area, once you've searched for everything and you're good and you want to go to the next level, then you go inside this triangle and it will take you and your train into the next section. Now, one of the things you might be interested in to see exactly how this transportation thing works, so I'll just show you right now. You get this little bug thing if you're not on the train, and it will take you to the train. This thing, spinny thing, will happen, and it will spin around. I'm not quite sure exactly what it's doing, but there we go. It's taking us faster and faster and faster through what I presume is a teleportation, and then we end up someplace like here. So not everything is on the train tracks driving. There will be certain stops along the way where you can go off and you can collect stuff and see some more story progress. So you're not always attached to the train, not all the time at least. So over here, I had to climb over objects and go to different locations, and eventually at the end of it, I picked up a gun, which was useful for a bit later on. As well as doing the majority of searching around, looking for things, and also driving and collecting material, you also get a chance to upgrade your train. So right here, I was able to actually expand the train I was on and have more space to build stuff. Some of these side missions will involve you fighting enemies, so you're not completely alone, but the people that you do meet may decide to shoot you, and you'll be in some certain gunfighting areas. Don't worry though, if your health does reach 0, you will be able to recollect your material by finding your dead body location. And also, one of the interesting things that I didn't know about is that these little small creatures drop stuff. So if you are able to find them and shoot them and kill them, unfortunately, because they look cute, and I hate doing this, but they do drop leather. So if you are stuck on finding leather in the game, which you will have to find at some point, you do get them but from these creatures. So yeah, the gun does come in handy. But yeah, there you go. Anyway, that's the game. And now let's go down to scoring it and seeing where it comes in our review. If you're new to our scoring system, we score our games based on pricing, gameplay, story, and graphics. So let's see how this game performs. Starting off with pricing, and to be honest, pricing is very good for a game like this in early access, and to see what they've done to the game so far, I absolutely love this. Now, this game is set around $24.99 or around $30, so you are getting quite a lot out of this, considering that this isn't a big AAA game. I think this price is perfect. You get a good amount of content out of this. It's a very good, it takes up a lot of your time if you're very invested in this game, and I absolutely love it. This is a game I love, I'm interested in, I want to play it some more, so yeah. There you go. The game is $24.99. I think that is a solid 10 out of 10 straight away. I think that's the perfect pricing for a game like this. Anyway, moving on to the next section. And the next section is gameplay. And the way they've made these menus, the way they designed this, the way the whole gameplay feels and is designed, and the fact that there is an element of zero gravity in a game like this, where there's a motion of when you're on the train there's a bit of gravity, and the motion of when there's off the train there's no gravity. And also on top of that, there's also some gun gameplay inside here. It feels like they've taken their time to make this game as smooth as possible with all the stuff that they've put into it. I think this is a solid, good gameplay experience, and this definitely comes in at around, and I'm gonna say again, a good 10 out of 10. I think this is excellent gameplay, very well done. Now next up is the story, and even though there was a story, because there is a narrator, he is telling a story, I didn't really pick up what this whole story was about. Now remember, we do only record the first 2 hours of the game, so in the future maybe the story will be more revealed, because it definitely feels like a mystery. But from what I was getting, I didn't really understand a lot of what was going on, so therefore I think it's fair to play and give this game a solid 8 out of 10 for the story. I think that's a fair score, I think that's a fair rating. So yeah, for the first 2 hours, I'm going to give the story an 8 out of 10. And last but not least, the graphics. And the graphics are great. Now, this isn't the most best graphical game out there in gaming, but it is very, very good. And the amount of modeling that I can imagine that they had to do to some of these materials, because in this type of game you need to see a lot of different type of materials, because this game overall is a crafting game and you need to see what you're crafting. So for that reason, and that reason alone, that I get to see the materials as well as seeing the game in very good graphics, I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10. So this game is very, very, very good. So if you like crafting games, this game comes in at around 38 out of 40, or to slim that down, that is 9.5 out of 10. That is a very good score for a crafting game. If you're into crafting games, this is definitely a JumpInside recommendation to put on your list. Anyway, thanks for watching. The links to this game are in the description down below, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to write me a comment and subscribe to the channel. That would be most helpful. We're on our way to 100 subscribers. So, anywho, thanks for watching, and I will see you on another Jump Inside video. Thank you, and goodbye.